Hey, good morning, guys. We are back with the crew. This is going to be hopefully a fun little video. We all have these friends who are, how do I say, doubters. They're people who they simply believe what they can see. If they can't hold it in their hand, or they can't touch it, or hear it, or drive it, they don't even believe it's real. And God bless those people as well, right? I mean, we need all types on the face of this planet. I have one in particular friend who's that guy. And he's always the first guy to tell me, hey, did you hear about this crypto company? Oh, they took everybody's money. Hey, did you hear about this guy? Oh, did you hear about Three Arrows? It's like he searches the internet trying to find what failed in crypto. And it's kind of a fun little thing because the best way to handle people like that for me, when I was a younger man, I used to compete and argue with them and debate them and the rest of it. But now the best way to do it is just with compassion and know that we're all different and it's okay that he he feels that way, and that's the way he goes. He has a solid 9 to 5 job, and he makes good money, and he believes in what he believes in, and it's always the 9 to 5ers though. You know what I mean? Oh, I work hard and I have a side job, and it's always the efforters, the people that put in more effort into their life than concepts or able to understand concept and run with concept, or visionaries. Um, they are polar opposites, really, and I'm generalizing very much there, but you get the point. So it hit me the other day because I was listening to another YouTuber, and he'd said basically the same thing this guy said, and I thought, that's just not fair what's going on with the media these days with crypto, because I just this is just up the top of my head. I kind of looked it up, but 50% of all businesses fail. 75% of all businesses failed between now and 2020. 75% of all businesses. I'm speaking of America. Think about that, guys. Has 75% of the crypto companies failed? No. No, they didn't, did they? Did they go in the toilet? Sure. They're down. They're not out of business. Got another one for you. How about restaurants? 95% of all restaurants fold. 95%. Most of them fail within a year or two. Those are real numbers. Does that mean we should not believe that the future of restaurants should be a good thing that man should have? No. Are they risky? Yeah, they certainly are. Just gave you the stats. So let's think about this now. How many cryptos have failed? 1%? 5%? Maybe 10%? Out of 20,000 of them? Sure. Do I believe that 75% of ultimately down the road, 5, 10 years from now, will all fail? Probably about 75% of them will fail. I believe that to be true. So anytime you hear somebody give you some doomsday angle on, wow, this crypto thing is it's spooky. These are the people who are hanging on because they didn't get in early. It's easier to knock something because they're either A, jealous, or they didn't get in and they didn't make a ton of money, and they, or it's funny, people like to see other people fail. It's really weird. I don't quite understand it, honestly. I want to see everybody succeed. I want to see 9 to 5er guys succeed. I want to see all of us succeed. You know that we all thrive when we all succeed, right? For some reason, there's this concept in mankind that we have that, like, I'm competing against the guy down the street, or I need to get into his wallet to be prosperous, or I need someone else to fail so I can thrive. No. Why? No, that's ridiculous. No, you don't need that. I mean, unless you're a boxer, then you need the other guy to fail. But not in business, not in life. We don't need anybody to fail. Just think about this. If everybody succeeded in life, would that harm anything? No. But for some reason, we think that success of companies and people and investments and our friends are, we think it's so complicated and such an impossible task that, you know, we could never all achieve it. Yes, we can, and we will. We are. Think about how successful you are in whatever it is you do. Even if it's a simple job, you're probably really good at it. You have time to watch a YouTube video, that's pretty cool. I mean, you have a phone or a laptop and, you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good in the world. I just think it's fun because I hear people still say it. And it's crazy to me because virtually every banking institution in the world is either studying it, researching it, already involved in it, and they're talking about it every single day. This isn't really a news channel. I don't do the news necessarily, but there's a lot of really good ones out there. None of them really. Oh, Modern Investor. That's a great channel. I love that guy. Every morning he makes me laugh. Cryptos R Us. George, awesome. Crypto, I used to listen to him a lot. There's a bunch of them out there that give you the news, what's happening daily in the news. Crypto Zombie, love Zombie. He's more of a trader, but he does the news too. Good stuff. BitBoy. But I don't do the news because there's so much positive news. It's crazy now. 4 and 5 years ago, dawns on me, I say that word crazy a lot. 4 or 5 years ago, we would get news and it would move the needle. Now, Fidelity comes out and says they're going to open an exchange and the prices go down. Yet people don't realize how massive that is. 4 and 5 years ago, if somebody like Fidelity had said that they were going to open an exchange, Bitcoin would have doubled. I'm not kidding you. It would have doubled with that sort of fundamental importance of news. Yet the media today, why doesn't the media talk about countries adopting crypto? Why don't they talk about virtually all the Fortune 500s are either adopting it or involved in it? Why don't they talk about all the major banks day after day after day that are getting into crypto or opening an exchange or funding research or putting their clientele in it or opening up avenues to where you can go to your bank and buy it globally? I lived through the .com era, and the difference between crypto and .com, I had a video on this, but it's so true. .com was, the media worshipped it. Everything about it. They couldn't talk about it enough. They just couldn't. Which makes you wonder why they haven't liked crypto for over a decade now. Why don't they like it? Why not? You can come to your own conclusions. I mean, a lot of it is because banking supports the media companies and whatnot, and banking feels threatened by crypto in a lot of ways. But again, That's why I'm doing the video. Banking is like the 40-hour-a-week guy who like doesn't maybe get the concept, or by the time they did get the concept, they're late to the party, and now they realize that the party's going on without them, and now they feel like, well, maybe we can legislate it or regulate it or control it to where we can compete with them. Maybe. I don't think so. It's almost impossible to compete with code. They don't have any overhead. They don't have any staff, hardly. It's going to be a tough uphill battle for banking. And the integration will happen, and the merge of the banking system and the crypto will happen over time. And they will get leaner, and they will have to compete. Currently, they're using such things as global warming, which is, whether or not you believe in global warming is up to you, and that's an individual thing. But when they say, oh, well, Bitcoin has to go to staking because that's what Ethereum did. Why? Oh, well, because it uses too much electricity. I talk about this on this channel a lot, but it's so important. Well, okay, but let's go over this one fact about that. Let's call apples to apples here. Do you want to compare Bitcoin to Ethereum? Or do you want to compare Bitcoin to banking? Because if you compare Bitcoin to banking, Bitcoin is probably 2 or 3 times less polluting, less energy invasive, if you will. So let's think about it. There's over 250,000 banks in the world. That means there's what? Millions of employees, maybe even tens of millions in banking, who do what? They drive to work. That takes pollution, right? I mean, they got to propel themselves to get themselves from the house to the office. Then the ATMs, keep the lights on, do all the paperwork. Have you seen the giant skyscrapers that every single bank has in every single country? I don't care what country you go to. There's a massive Chase Bank, hundreds of stories high. You don't think that building, like let's say all the janitors, the people that work there, the utility company, you don't think all of that is using, I said 2 or 3 times as much energy as Bitcoin. It's probably more like 10 to 20 times the amount of electricity as Bitcoin. Now that's apples to apples. That's a real comparison. Why don't they ever tell you how much electricity banking uses? Why don't they ever tell you how much private jets burn? Why don't they ever tell you how much, I don't know, yachts like I run burn? Private boats burn so much fuel, it would blow your mind. I see no regulation on private boats. Isn't it interesting that they're regulating farmers who are growing food for people like you and I? But if you want to get on a big boat and spend billions of dollars buying one and burning diesel, driving it all over the planet, nobody seems to have an issue with that. I'm not really a conspiracy theorist. That's not really what this channel is about. But there's a lot of hard-hitting facts that they're not telling both sides of the story here. Anyway, it's my 2 cents. I think the media is losing the battle against crypto. And I think people in adoption are understanding it. Certainly is in the banking and the corporate and the government level all over the world. They're getting it. That's why I pretty much do this channel, is to hope you guys help and hope that you come to the same conclusions I have, is that it may not be perfect and it may not be the buy a Lamborghini next week proposition that it used to be. it is our future. And it is a future that's really bright. And it doesn't take a fortune or a billionaire to create more money. It takes intelligent young people who understand good code and they solve a problem using software. And that's what we're doing. And it's working. And we're competing. And I can't wait to watch it evolve. The last 5, 6 years of my life in crypto, mind-boggling. I would have dreamed about the news that we have every week, every day. I dreamed about it being where it is today. And it's there now. Think about it. All the people that have been in crypto for 4 or 5 years watching this right now, we dreamed about these days. They're here. Every day, there's another domino that falls. And it's unbelievable to me how just everyday nonchalant, oh yeah, Bank of America, yeah, Goldman Sachs, like that's nothing. People like Jamie Dimon said that in 2019, he said that it would go to zero, Bitcoin. It's not lost on me, guys. It's not lost on me where we've come and how blessed we all are and what a great ride it's been. And corporations are involved. I just hope for the little man. I hope they're getting in. Yeah, it's my hope. I know they are. And I know they're seeing it. And it's opportunity for everybody because I do believe it will be the single greatest wealth transfer in the history of mankind. Okay, guys, with that, I've got to run.